People say I ain't no good, and I'm crazy as a loon. Cause I shave my head in the morning, pick guitar in the afternoon. Just like old Chief and Charlie, I like to lay around in the shade. Well, I ain't got no money, but you better believe I got it made. Cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, just leave this bald-headed country boy alone.
What's up, folks? Thank y'all for tuning to the Josh Terry podcast. If I look sweaty on camera, it's because Hasten is a piece of shit and didn't leave the air on like I asked him fucking last night. So it's 100 degrees upstairs. And I got two of my favoriteest people in the world in Nashville, Matt Burrill and Nikki T from Raised Rowdy. I know I tell y'all this every time I see y'all, but a lot of what I do is looking at you guys and trying to copy it.
No, bro, we're happy to be in the Josh Terry family, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm happy to be in the Raised Rowdy family. There's so much of what y'all do that I really do. It's not that I'm trying to copy too much. I try to put my own spin on things, but y'all do everything the right way.
The whole goal is for the whole community to win, and if the community's winning, it means that there's great events going on every night of the week and original music's getting heard. And the more stages and the more opportunities there are, the more these songwriters and the more the artists have a platform to grow, and the more the music fans have to enjoy.
Absolutely. I don't want everybody to win. You're nicer than I am. I want all the songwriters to be heard. I definitely want them to, especially I really do want all of them to win. Even there's some that I'm probably not the biggest fans of, but I think all of them deserve to be heard.
Yeah.
Anybody that's chasing their dreams, anybody that's out there grinding and doing it, I do think there's a stage for every one of them. There's some people that do what we do. I probably don't like them. But, to each their own. But you guys do everything the right way. Ever since I started coming to town, y'all have been nothing but just the nicest to me. Putting me on podcasts with you guys, taking me to Floribama, letting me be part of that. Fucking love that.
That was
place.
wild.
Man, was it? I can't remember. I had such a great time with you guys. Y'all are killing it, by the way. It is everywhere. I love seeing y'all's name everywhere. It makes me proud. There's some people, like, I guess you feel like you're in competition with, and there's some people you feel like, I just don't ever feel like I'm in competition with y'all. Like, it's just, I'm proud. Like, I'm just always proud of you guys.
We appreciate that.
And honestly, like, one of the things we talk about, like, in the community of songwriters is, like, watching someone else be good makes you want to be better. I feel like that here with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You watch someone else do big things, and you're like, fuck, we got to get to work too. Yeah. You know, just it puts that fire in you to just keep working harder.
Y'all definitely do that to me, because I know that when I first started doing everything up here, I was like, I kind of just want to do the podcast. And then Hasten and them taught me doing the round. And then that expanded into, okay, now let's let Court do a round and put my name on it. And now I'm going to the Nashville Palace.
Yeah.
Start doing the fish show.
Which to me is incredibly on brand for you.
I love the Palace.
We've gotten in. We'll get into our latest. I don't get into very many Facebook tips anymore. Like post-college sobriety, Matt hasn't gotten into many. But I poked the bear with you on Facebook about a week. We'll get into it. But part of the reason it bothered you so much is because you love traditional country, and traditional country lives in Music Valley.
Yeah.
You see videos almost once a month of Zach Top popping up in the at the what is it, the Music City Inn or whatever.
Music City Bar and Grill.
Music City Bar and Grill, which is part of that Palace Scoreboards family. So it's a great place for you to be doing stuff, man.
Yeah, I hosted Nashville Palace's New Year's Eve event.
Yeah.
Ooh, how was which we couldn't make it out to that. How was it?
It was amazing. I definitely loved it. Hopefully they'll have me back again this year. They said that they loved having me. They could have been lying. They like me enough to where they're letting me do something different out there now with this traditional country show. I love Live Oak. Don't get me wrong. This is always going to be home for me. But doing something a little different out there, it's a little scary. It's a little different for me. But being around that classic country stuff, man, it's just makes me warm and tingly.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
yeah.
It's a special place, and I actually remember I did a New Year's Eve there one year. I didn't host it.
Yeah.
Trey Lewis played it, and it was one of the most chaotic tour managing nights of my life because it was still at like the height of the DDID stuff. And there's something about just the energy of the Palace and of scoreboards and of like that whole Music Valley area just has like this vibe to it. And it's been needing life in there. So that's awesome that you're going to be bringing that in there, man.
It kind of blows my mind when I tell people, because like I've been spending a lot of time out there lately anyway.
Yeah.
I love this area, but I feel like, I don't know if you guys are like this, but I feel like I'm over here so much working now that I kind of don't like coming over here sometimes, like when I want to go out.
Yeah.
And I hate Broadway.
100%.
So like, it's like I've been spending time over there more lately. And when I tell people like, hey, I'm going over to Nashville Palace, or I'm going to Music City Bar and Grill, they're like, where? And they're like, you don't fucking know where this is in Opryland? Like, you're going to love this place.
Yep.
You need to go. And that's when I was like, oh, people don't realize that there's some great little spots over there. They're so much fun.
That is what everyone says. Of course, I'm old, but I'm not old enough that I was down here in the 70s, you know?
Yeah.
But they said that valley feels like what Nashville felt like in the 70s and the 80s,
Yeah.
which is sick. You know, it's like a little bit of a, like, going back in time a little bit, right?
That's probably why I like it.
Yeah.
Because I hate a lot of the, how would I put this?
Cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, too, it's hard for me to say I hate it because there's so many people I've grown to love that aren't even my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people, who was on the show last night, that's one of y'all guys. Landon Smith was on the show last night.
Oh, yeah.
Love
That
him.
kid,
And
South Georgia boy,
yeah.
part of the Statesboro trade.
If you if you'd have shown him to me on paper, I'd have been like, I don't know, maybe. But I've seen him at y'all shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, I love this kid.
Just a great human.
Yeah. And
Music's
just a
cool.
Wonderful
He's
person.
hardworking. Like, super fun to be around, funny, charismatic. You know, like, he's just a great human. And by the way, he makes great music.
Absolutely.
Whether that lane of Americana is your thing or not, like, that's a totally different vibe. But like, he's out here grinding, bro, since he was like 19. We met him when he was like 19 or 20.
He was 19, and I remember that was a Peyton Heben find.
Yeah.
Our buddy Peyton, who's over at River House now.
Yeah,
and
doing
he said,
A&R.
he said, hey, you gotta check this kid out. We had him, and I think it was like Aiden Canfield. We had like we like to do nights or rounds of like sticking all the babies together.
Yeah.
And at the time, Landon was the baby, and I'm like, look at this kid's hair, like this tiny little dude. And after that night, he just became super comfortable with us. And we actually had him at the last Floribama that we did. He turned 21 at the Floribama.
Wow.
His parents were there. It was electric.
It was so much
bet
fun.
He's a wild boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
I
one
like
of the
him so much.
wildest.
Yeah. If I would have just saw him on paper, though, I don't know if I'd have really like dug into him. And it's my own fault, though.
That happens,
It's
though,
me
man.
being
Yeah.
stuck in my ways and being an old, irritable bastard. And I'm having to get out of that, though.
Yeah.
Because like, there's more people, especially. There are some folks that I'm having to be like, okay, maybe she's not a Barbie. Maybe he's not just cookie cutter. Like and you guys are real good about that, to where you're not just judging a book by the cover. You're taking a deep dive into some of these kids, to where I'm having to be better about it. I'm having to actually not just look at your Instagram real quick and decide whether you're playing my show or not. I'm having to look through your stuff and listen to your stuff a little bit better now. And I think y'all do a great job of that with your lineups and everything else.
We try,
Appreciate
man.
that.
Yeah, and one of the things like we do is we'll find people we trust,
Yeah.
right? So like one of my buddies, Brian Thomas, who's a songwriter in town. I know if he's bringing someone with him that they're going to be talented people,
Yeah.
right? Whether they have shit going on yet or not, I know when he's bringing someone to the stage, it's someone that's either a great quality writer or an amazing voice, or probably a mixture of those two, you know.
Yeah, I'm that way too. If you guys tell me that somebody's solid, I don't even listen to them. Yeah, there's a couple people that if they say, hey, put them on,
Yeah.
never think twice about it.
Well, and honestly, that's one of the things we talk about. We're like, if I'm booking around and I'm saying, hey, bring 2 of your talented friends, people that you think are great,
Yeah.
and you mess that up, I'm probably not going to book you anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
I've had that happen a couple times now.
It happens.
Yeah. I really, but that's what probably made me bitter though with some of these folks is I don't know if y'all ever get like this. I think that I know better than most. And the second
We all think we do.
Yeah. And the second I think that you don't know what the fuck you're listening to, and it's like you thought this is what you were supposed to bring to my show, then I start being like, you are horrible. Why did you not hear what I heard? Like you thought this was good, and then I don't want to work with them no more.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing too, because like one of the things with me is you can see that there's something there sometimes, even if it's not fully developed.
Yeah.
Right? Like sometimes an artist sounds too similar to one of the legends doing things that they want to be like, right? But then they figure out who they are, especially if they're young, or if they're young in the game of putting out their own music.
Yeah, it's like that kid I was telling you about the other day, the one that I just brought up at the beginning of the month, Ashton Jones.
Yeah.
He's got something, I can't tell you exactly what it is yet.
Yeah.
He's so raw, 20 years old. I'd love for y'all to have him on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got something, and I love, and one of my favorite things is watching them figure it out too.
Yes.
Like watching them progress to where they get
better.
it. It was kind of that way with Cole. Like Cole played the show last night. He popped in. He's going out with Ashley McBride the rest of the week, and he surprised me by coming into town and everything. And I didn't know he was going to play the show the last minute. The first time he came to our studio down in Georgia, I was like, this kid has got something. I just don't know what it is yet. And then for the past year, when he was out with Zach Top, he just became this animal.
Yeah.
And watching him over the past year become who he is now, it's like, that's been the coolest shit ever to me.
Yeah, dude, 100%. And that's something where now, like, October will be 7 years of me being in town. September will be 6 years of me hosting my every other Tuesdays that I do.
Cool.
So it's been cool. Like, you talk about, like, the Cole Goodwins, and you're going to have more, though. Will Mosley's on that list, too.
Yeah.
Like, you've done such a great job of bringing up those South Georgia guys and watching them as kids to then become men in the music industry. And that's how I feel about, like, watching Ella, dude. Like watching Ella play on rounds, or, like, Dylan Marlowe, you know, it's just we've been in town longer, so we have more of those kind of stories, and they're a little bit further along. But it's the thing, the longer you're in town, the more you see that. And that's what's so cool about watching the kids grow and giving them that platform to play on.
That's got to be crazy with y'all and Ella.
Oh, Ella, dude, she's like little sister, dog. I used to drive her home when she'd come to the round, she'd play. Her and JB would get a little drunk, have a good time. They were like 21. And then Trey or I would make, or whoever would make sure they got home. Like they're literally like little sister. You know?
Remember Trey introducing her to me at Red Door years ago. Like it's been when Dick Down first came out.
Yeah,
like
about 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's the first time. And I remember him telling me, he's like, she's gonna be a fucking star.
Oh yeah.
And I still hadn't heard her. I remember the first time I heard her was at your round.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. And then when she popped off, I was like, there's no stopping her.
Yeah, we used to joke saying we'd be lucky to open for you one day.
Yeah.
That still hasn't happened for Trey yet.
It'll happen.
It will one day. It's going to happen. But it's like we told her. And again, you talk about Cole getting those reps with the Zach Tops, and now with the Ashley McBrides and with the Luke Bryans and people like that. Ella had that with Randy Hauser, Jamie Johnson, John Party. Riley Green now with Co-Wetzel, like a bunch of different people where she was with us for a while, and then she was just out on the road, and she got her chops out there very much, just like Cole's been getting with Zach, you know?
Is that probably the person that y'all have worked with that's got the most success so far?
I mean, I had Meg. I was Meg's first round, and I had her a bunch, Meg Maroney.
Okay.
We had her a bunch.
But the person you were closest with.
Closest with, like, hanging out, like, would come over to the house and eat pasta with my mom would feed her when my family would come to town. It'd be Ella for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know this is gonna sound stupid. It almost sounds maybe even selfish, but like I almost feel like you're probably connected with it, because that's how I feel a lot with Cole and Will. Not like you help with their success, because their success is their own.
We just got to be there to watch it, and me being on the road with Trey and as close as I was with Trey, Ella, Joy Beth, Alex Maxwell, and then Nick as a result too, because Nick had known them. Nick was writing about Trey Lewis in 2018, so it was like when he moved to town, I was like, hey, come play kickball with us. I know you're a little bit older, but come out and hang at the kickball field and drink beers.
Come be the old fat guy at the kickball game.
Come party.
I feel like I'm fixing to do that guy now.
Come hang out at the house party and come like be a part of this chaos. And that was before everything kind of changed for everybody. But yeah, Ella was like little sister. Like she's somebody. What was cool about seeing her the other night. She was over at the Losers parking lot party, and it was great catching up. But she's like, "Can you believe this shit? Like, can you believe where we were 5 years ago? I was bumming cigarettes off of you at Red Door, and now here we are." And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy.
I guess what I meant was when you see them succeed, it's almost like you're succeeding too. Like it's growth.
It's like a proud father.
Yeah, it's like a proud father.
Proud big brother for sure.
Yeah. It's not that you had anything to do with their success. It's just you. Like I believe in like the 1 degree rule. I don't know if I've ever said it to y'all before, but it's like if you are connected with somebody that is where you want to be, then you're almost where you want to be. You're 1 degree away from being where you want to be.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what y'all's end goal is with Raise Rowdy or whatever. I know like my goals are. So like when I go to like Whiskey Jam or whatever and like Ward talks to me or he's nice to me or whatever, it's like, okay, he knows who I am. He acknowledges me or whatever. That's technically like 1 degree away from being where I want to be. When I've got certain artists in my phone that are successful, I'm connected with folks that are where I want to be. Yeah. So I'm 1 degree away from being where I want to be. I just need to keep grinding, putting in the time, putting in everything, and I'll get there. Yeah. It just makes me feel like when you see the people around you being successful, you're where you're supposed to. Like you're not there yet, but you're getting there.
Man, for me, like, I mean, having not started Raise Rowdy till I was like 35, being a fan, I feel connected to people just as a fan, right? Yeah. So for all those years where I was chasing the Cadillac 3, right, before I even had Raise Rowdy started, it was like, I'm just a guy going to shows, loving the music, and every step they took, I was happy for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, seeing people get, like, bigger tours that you're just a fan of, you know?
Yeah.
Getting to see them take that next step, you feel like a part of it. Now, it's the next level of it. Right?
Yeah.
You get to see the people that are good people. You get to see how they treat people. You get to see the people go from having one good song to having a catalog of good songs, you know? It's really cool to, like, kind of take that from being just a fan of all of this great music to, like, getting to watch it develop is wild to me.
I don't think I've ever asked y'all this. What is y'all's goals with Raise Rowdy?
I mean, brother, if I told you right now what we're doing is something that we'd be doing 5 years ago, I would have told you were crazy.
2 years ago when we merged and I came on, it was like we didn't know where it would go, and it's like every day there's a new thing where it's like, holy shit, all right. You know, it's like, it's crazy.
One of the things that I think has helped us be successful is being willing to adapt to opportunities that present themselves. So, like, I'll tell you that I want to be involved in a lot more than we're involved with right now, but I also know that I don't know how to get there all the time.
That's how I am.
Right? So, what we've been talking about for years, and especially since Matt and I got together, is, hey, we're looking for partners.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know I do not know how to capture video well. I know I do not know how to light a set properly. I know I don't have those skills. Yeah. And could I go and learn those? Yes. But I would much rather find someone else that already has those skills or is wanting to develop those so they can use them to help other people too, to be a part of. So, man, I mean, we love festivals. We love club shows. We love live events. One of the crazy things and one of the things that Matt and I have been talking about recently is I never really thought about it like this, but we are as much in the hospitality field as we are in the booking field.
Yeah.
Which is crazy and something I'd never really thought of. But, like, for me, it's how does that young songwriter feel the most at home playing our stage? How can I have them leave that room with as positive of an experience as they can? Yeah. And how can I show value to them so that hopefully down the line when they get that number one, they come show value back to us?
Yeah.
You know? And that's hospitality. And honestly, Steve Ford has been someone that showed us what legendary hospitality looks like.
Yeah, he is the OG of Nashville hospitality.
And it's not hospitality like you think of. It's being good to people.
Yeah.
And, being thoughtful, like it's just being the
like
person.
leaving your air conditioner on.
No, I'm sure it wasn't him.
I'm sure the bottom
We
line.
love
he wasn't
Hasten,
doing that
too.
either. We love
Love
you,
you,
Hasten.
Hasten.
No, and honestly, dude, we learned so much from Hasten too.
Yeah.
You know, like the relationship that Hasten built with us is what made us stay here until everything moved. You know what I mean? And the relationship we had with Hasten is what made me want to keep securing great acts. You know, he's hospitality as well.
Absolutely.
It just didn't click in my brain, you know. But it's an interesting thing to think about because, like, number one, I never thought I'd be hosting more than 2 events a month ever.
We moved here I moved here with the idea of being like, okay, sick, I can go to Whiskey Jam on a Monday. I'm here now. I can go to Revival on Tuesdays at Tin Roof. I can go to Why Not Wednesdays at Frisky Frogs before the OG Live Oak. I could go to Threesome Thursdays at Blue Bar. Now that I'm here, I can just go to the events. I never thought I'd be hosting the events.
Yeah.
I thought I was just like, sick, Nick, same thing.
Bro, I'd come to town and we would just go to all the cool events in town.
Go to as many rounds as we could while we were here.
Yeah, I've kind of had those moments now too. Like when I was first coming up here, it was just, hey, I'm going to record the podcast and I'm just going to have fun. And now it's like, I'm part of some of this shit.
Yeah, you get in it quick.
And it's mind-blowing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. I don't know. I always have these, like, moments to where it's like, I don't know if y'all get like this. It's like, how the hell did I get here?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
Yeah, I get imposter syndrome all the time.
Bro, we're like, I'm just like, we're in the Matrix. It's official. You know, like some of the stuff
it's
that
a
happens.
simulation.
Yeah.
It's definitely a simulation. Or I'll be with someone that I shouldn't be with, and I'm very quickly reminded I'm a poor kid from Eastman, Georgia, that was listening to this person on the radio 5 years ago working in country radio, and 10 years ago I was working for my dad. What the fuck?
Yeah.
How did this happen? How am I in Nashville right now? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Dude, me starting Raise Rowdy at 35 after having a group of buddies that went to festivals together and like kind of being the project manager of that. You know, like I was the one talking everyone into going to CMA Fest.
He was the group chat organizer.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, you came far from that.
I know, it's crazy. But it's like, where do we want to go? And that's kind of where we're in the development stages of now is like literally sitting down and saying, okay, where do we want to go? Where do we want to spend money? And how can we make money?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if I'm worried about how I'm paying my rent, I'm not going to be a good person providing hospitality. I'm not going to be a good resource to these artists talking about marketing with them and like their brand and like steps they need to take to help grow the thing, you know?
Yeah, that's where I'm at too now, because like me adding on a fifth show is great, but it's like, what's the next step for me?
Yeah.
Like, what do I want to do next?
We've been talking about that ourselves. For us, it's like, okay, we're writers round. Now we have a full band showcase. We have podcasts. Where do we go with an artist after that?
Yeah.
You have out-of-town shows. You already have those, right? We've done a couple here and there, but that's part of our thing that we're looking at. Like, how can we show value to these artists, help get them on the road, because that's how you got to do it. You got to play out-of-town gigs and make fans out of new people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you can be super big in Nashville, but that don't mean shit if people aren't listening outside of town and people aren't buying tickets. You can't sell tickets, you ain't worth a damn.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to help some people do too right now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I've had 3 different conversations, maybe even 4 since I've got here, with different artists about the same thing. Like I've been blessed with the social media following and stuff in the podcast, and I
based on your hard work, though.
Yeah, based on you putting in hours
Yes.
and thinking and dealing with the mental stuff of how do I keep this going and what do I do next, and you do such a great job.
Well, it's
on
making an
social
asshole
media,
out
bro.
of yourself on day in and day out
It's
basis.
knowing
Sometimes
where your
that's it.
line is, yeah.
Well, it's just like I was telling Caroline and Leah when we recorded an episode with them the other day. It's like I post cringy shit all the time. I post shit that cringes me out sometimes, but it's if you'll post stuff that is just how you're feeling at the moment, and you don't second guess it. It might sound stupid as shit 2 days from now.
Yeah.
But if you think it's funny and you think it's entertaining, post it, walk away from it.
Yeah.
Because it's literally your feelings at that moment. It's probably stupid as shit. I will admit, 99% of the stuff I post is fucking stupid.
But if it's
genuinely you and you're branding yourself.
Yes. Well, and that's the key too. And like we've talked about this, a big part about it is doing it.
Yeah.
You got to do it with a podcast. I started a podcast with one mic attached to my laptop in rooms where I needed Wi-Fi to do it, and it didn't work at all. And I tried to do them online, and it didn't work at all. And then I was like, okay, I got this little H4 and two 58s. This works a little bit better. And it's just growing and growing and growing. But if you never start, if you say, oh, I need these big video cameras, and I need $400 microphones, and I need a big rig, and I need help, and that's how you start, you're never going to start.
No. Well, and also, too, like, you can have this simplest setup with any of this shit.
Oh,
if
dude,
the content's good.
Yes.
It doesn't fucking matter. You
100%.
don't. And also, you can have the reverse of that. You can have the most expensive shit, and if the content is horrible.
Yes.
I'm not going to drop their name, but there was a person up here that was huge on social media. They're still huge on social media. They tried to do a podcast. It lasted for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And they did about an episode a week. And it was the stupidest shit you had ever heard in your life. But they thought because they had a huge social media following,
it would just work.
that it was going to pop off.
No, it's a long form. It's a whole different animal.
They thought, oh, these people are going to listen to me because they watch my 30-second videos, my 10-second videos.
Yep.
And everybody was like, you're a fucking moron. Nobody cares about your opinions. Like, you're not even making sense half the shit you say. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on shit. If the content's not good, if you're not getting deep, if you're not being real, if you're not talking about what people want to hear, it doesn't matter what you spend.
And you got to make it a lot about the guests, too.
Oh, 100%.
So much of it, and every guest is going to be different.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, a lot of people don't know how to shut up and let somebody else talk.
Yeah.
And I would rather hear you guys talk anyway. You know how much easier that makes my job?
Yes, same. Honestly.
I've had to learn how to do that more,
Yeah.
you know, and I learned how to talk in segments doing radio and doing voice tracking and doing overnights and covering the morning show. And I got to throw it to the traffic reporter here, and then I got to throw in weather, and then I got to give away some bullshit tickets nobody cares about here. You know, like, you learn how to manage that. But I think I've gotten better at sitting back and listening. And then you might come in with a game plan and a script, and AI is great for that, by the way. If you don't know the guest super well and you have all those details, you pop the little phone note and all that. But based on the answers, that keeps the conversation going.
Yeah.
It's all a conversation.
Yeah, see, I do. Well, I don't have to with y'all guys anyway.
Yeah.
I don't ever with a guest. I never look at background. I've not to this day looked at background.
You just raw dog it.
Yeah, I always do. I want it to be in the moment anyway, because I really don't. It's only got me in trouble one time. Sorry, Trent Tomlinson and Tyler Reeves. It's only got me in trouble one time. Love you guys. No, I think from how I look at it, the listener is listening to the conversation for the first time. I want to give them a genuine experience of my reaction, the guest reaction, of us getting to know each other and talking about stuff for the first time.
Yeah.
So if I know something about you before you let me in on it, then it's kind of cheating a little bit, in my opinion. I'd rather you, if there's something that I don't know, tell me. But I'm good at veering in a conversation
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good at, if I can sense something, especially with the trauma shit with people or whatever, if I think there's something there, I can poke a little bit and then get you to let
Open
it
up.
out, and then we're snowballing, and it's gravy. We did it a while ago with Brandon. Brandon all of a sudden opened up, and it took him 30 minutes, but once he did it, because he's starting a podcast and he's cool, the episode just was great.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you've got to poke and pry, but I think that's how the listener hears it, though.
Yeah.
I think sometimes y'all work with a lot more artists than I do.
Yeah.
And the artists that I work with, though, we don't even talk about their music the way y'all do. We end up just talking about life.
It's a lot of mental health. You do such a great
Yeah.
job advocating on that side of things, too,
Yeah.
where it's more than the music.
Yeah. Well, you guys do such a great job at the music side of it. I don't want to do the music side of it. I do. I want them to drop and promote their stuff, but
Yeah.
when you already got somebody like y'all that covered that topic,
Yeah.
why the fuck do I want to cover that topic?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need it to be something
It
different.
makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't Struggle Jennings is finna do a show with me, and I told him when we were sitting downstairs talking, I was like, look, you always talk about your music. and that's fine. We can talk about your music, but I want to talk about your story. I want to talk about your life, and I want to talk about just anything you feel comfortable talking about, because I want your story to get out to someone that's maybe been in your shoes before.
Yeah.
Then you can help them know that where they're at now isn't where they got to stay. And he loved the idea.
Yeah.
And that's where I like to get people out, so they know you. I always say, I want to give the listener a reason why to love you outside of your artistry. It doesn't matter if you're a social media personality or if you're a musician. Even if you put out a subpar song, I want the listener to be so in love with you because they've heard your story and who you are, that they're still going to go download it. They're still going to support you, even if they don't really like the damn song.
Yeah.
And the only way that you do that is have a real connection with them, but you have to be vulnerable and tell your story.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the things that I'll do is, like, I will go look at how many other times someone has been on a podcast and kind of change what I'm asking them accordingly, right? So if it's their first podcast, let's talk about your story. Let's talk about your family, how you grew up, what got you into music, what kind of music did you love growing up, why are you so obsessed with it like you are, right? But if there's 10 people that have had that conversation, it's more of like a check-in in life, where you're at right now, what you're doing kind of thing, right?
Yeah. See, I'm a cocky bastard. I think I can do it better than those 10 other people. Like, y'all should too. Y'all should definitely think you can do it better than those 10 other people, because y'all are just as damn good.
Well, it's not even that to me. It's that I'm thinking from the fan's perspective.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm a Kip Moore super fan, and I've listened to every podcast that Kip Moore has ever done, and I'm hearing the same story I heard 9 other times, why am I going to keep listening to that story?
I get that too. I mean, I do. I definitely do. But I still think that folks so the number one compliment I think that y'all probably get and I get from your guests is that you feel comfortable around you, right?
Yeah.
That's the best thing that somebody can do, because if they're comfortable, they're going to open up. I'm not saying that those other 10 podcast hosts don't make them feel comfortable, but I know how I feel around y'all.
Yep.
So I would think, like, even if it is Kip Moore, by the way, that was the fact that y'all have had like folks like that on the show really pissed me off, because I ain't got them on my show.
Well,
but no, like, I just know how comfortable I am around y'all. So it feels like y'all could probably get them to maybe talk about a little bit more than maybe some other people. And maybe not, and like I might be 100% wrong, but that's how much I believe in you guys, and how much I know how good y'all are.
You're right, but like the Kip Moore one specifically, Kurt knew Kip Moore.
Yeah.
So he was comfortable coming in the door.
Yeah.
Because he had a connection with them already. It's like us having a connection with folks before we get them on a podcast, right? So Kip opened up about different things.
That's cool.
Because he was with Kurt.
Yeah.
It's someone that he knows is on his level of music, that understands his artistry. And then also like someone that he's been on stage with or been in a green room with, you know?
Yeah.
So one of my favorite comments from that on YouTube was like, Kip Moore doesn't open up like this on podcasts.
Cool.
It's so sick that he has. But if I would have just went back and said, tell me about when you first played guitar, you know, like, I would have lost them.
So 100%.
So it's knowing where someone's at in their stage of their life, knowing where someone's at in their artistry, right? And that's where, in my head, that's where we start. Like, trying to figure out, and some people want to talk about their past, want to talk about the same things that they do. Sometimes you lead with that to get them comfortable. They get in the zone on stuff that they know, and then you go from there. Yeah. It just really depends.
Yeah, I think so many of them want that opportunity to tell their story.
They do.
I think. But I also think, too, and I think y'all might have been the folks that told me this one time. I might be wrong. But I think a lot of them are so scared to do it because of their management and everything, because it's pretty much what they've been told they can talk about and what they can't for so long. Like, it's
some artists
that tightrope.
Yeah, some artists, man. I mean, here's the thing: you want to give everyone the best representation of yourself, right? So, like, I understand that there's probably topics that not everyone's comfortable sharing. Same thing you talked about, things that you're comfortable sharing, right? So what the PR people or managers do is they know things that have made this person uncomfortable in the past.
Yeah.
And they're trying to either tell us things that don't make them uncomfortable or give us a list of things to avoid that do make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, they tell us where the line is and what side to be
Yeah.
on.
And honestly, sometimes the artist will go to things that are across that line.
Yeah.
We're not steering them there, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
It's
get it.
just like if they want to go there and they're comfortable and they're feeling like speaking on it, they'll speak on it.
Yeah.
You know? And my favorite thing is when someone says, I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but
Yeah.
you always get gold.
Oh, those are always the best moments.
Yeah. You always get gold.
And a lot of it, too, is like Nick was talking about with Kurt, it's having the commonalities,
Yeah.
having that. So, like, I was blessed with being on the road for 4 years. I can talk about what it's like being in a van, what it's like the wheel bearing or the axle falls off the trailer, or going to this club, or going to this, or going to that, or touring around here. What are you getting when you're on the road? Or, like, I have that commonality with a lot, especially the kids starting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dudes, I just love y'all so much. I'm so proud of you guys.
Man, I'm proud of you too, dude.
Yeah. I just love that we're all getting to do this shit together.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's wild. And it's funny looking back. We were talking about the other night over at Losers, the first time that you and I met each other. That was back in the Bearded Bastard days.
Yeah, yeah. God, so long ago.
2020. God bless Macon, Georgia, too, man.
Ugh.
Crazy Bowl 2021, January of 21.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I
it was
thought
about
it
a
was
month.
December.
No,
Or is that when it came out?
the song came out in December, and we did Blue Room, and we did Barrel House in Savannah, and then we went to Texas. And then it was right after New Year's that we came down to, we did Macon.
That was insane. That was a crazy night.
It was.
To think that was only 5 years ago.
Yeah, not even.
Yeah.
It'll be 5 years in January.
Yeah.
It's wild. And then I got to know you better when you came on DM Monday with Trey.
That's right.
And we all sat down together and talked. And
By the way,
that was when I first met Will Mosley and first met Cole Goodwin and first met Patrick Cross, like your whole crew. You've always, like I said earlier, you've done such a good job of bringing all those kids up. Like, even if you were just coming up before you were hosting events, you were just bringing the crew up here to get them acclimated to Nashville.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do next, honestly. Like, I kind of want to do something with, I don't know, like a management or something. I don't know. I can't really figure out what I want to do. I just know that there's, and you guys are wonderful about this, there's a lot of kids that I hear and need a stage to play on,
Yeah.
and they just don't get an opportunity, or they don't know how to go about it. And I'm just going to use Cole. Cole would have broke the door down in Nashville regardless. It wouldn't have mattered. They couldn't have kept that son of a bitch out of it here, right? But there's something cool about that. The first time he got to play up here was with me,
Yeah.
like my show. There's just something that's cool about it.
And before he played up here, you were bringing him up here. He was just a part of the crew, just a group of Georgia boys coming up, driving up.
And that's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of kids that I'll hear on social media, and then I'll get messages from them, and they'll be like, how do I get my foot in the door in Nashville? And then they'll be like, well, if I don't have a show that week that you're up there, I know some people. And then it's like, damn, how can I help this kid start living their dream?
Yeah.
And it's not that I want any money off of them or anything like that, because I don't really care about that part of it. It's I just love the fact that I get to do what I want for a living. Like, I'm getting to chase my dreams. And I wouldn't have thought, if it wasn't for other people helping me get here, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, same.
And it's like, damn, how do you pay that forward?
Yeah.
How do you help some of these kids that are actually good, that deserve a shot? How do you help them and not get also screwed over by somebody too? That's also what I have a huge problem with, is I'll hear somebody who took advantage of a kid. And they took advantage because they sold them a dream. And then took it off, like they owe them money the rest of their life, pretty much is what it sounds like. Or they have the worst deal of all time. And it's like, you had no leverage. If you had leverage, you wouldn't have had to take the worst deal of all time.
No.
I want to figure out how to take a kid and give them leverage to where they don't have to sacrifice everything that they've ever wanted and sacrifice everything to chase their dream.
Yeah.
I want to help that way.
Man,
And I just don't know how to do it yet.
It's a struggle because, and how many people can you help?
Yeah, exactly.
How many?
Yeah.
5?
I don't know.
3?
I don't know if you can help one.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't. Yeah.
That's the hard part. Is like, someone said this to us, and I won't name drop, but like, do you want to help everyone 1%?
Yeah.
Or do you want to help 5 people 100%?
Yeah.
You know?
I want to help Riley Anderson more than anybody. I love you.
But like, honestly, that's the thing. Is like, if you're helping everyone, are you really helping anyone?
Yeah, I think it has to be in a situation like that. It's got to be somebody you really believe in. It's got to be somebody that you're willing to put all your cards on the table for. And I don't think you can do that to a group of people.
You can if you have the right resources.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's why we always say,
Nikki and I don't.
Same, brother.
I can't do that.
But that's why I always say we're looking for partners.
Yeah.
I do not know where to get your money from BMI for you.
Yeah.
I do not know where to get your mechanical licensing dollars from for you. Could I figure that out? Absolutely, I could.
Yeah.
Is that the right resource of my time? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Right? But could you find someone that does that professionally and said, oh, yeah, I can do that in 10 minutes. Here, it's done.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you could. So if you try to do it yourself, you're going to own all of it, and it's going to take a really long time, and you're going to figure out what you figure out. If you partner with people that know what they're doing and have done this plenty of times, then you're going to go way further, way quicker. Yeah. And it's just, what do you want?
Yeah, Muscadine's a great example of that. They've been a duo for coming up on 10 years right now. And look at where they're at now. They're in a bus, they're playing arenas, they're the Post tour, they got the Laney tour coming up. They're killing it. But they've done it
their way.
Yeah. Could they have been, if they had opted to do the team thing, could they have been doing that in 2018 or 2019 when I was lucky enough to sell merch for them? Yeah. Absolutely. But they stuck it out and spent extra time in the Sprinter and spent extra time doing it their way. But it took 10 years, you know? Everybody's path's a little bit different.
No right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's just, what do you want to do? Well, would you rather have $5 million 2 years from now or $10 million 15 years from now? What would you rather have?
Yeah, I definitely want the long-term money.
But could you turn that $5 million into 15 in that same span of time?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're talking numbers, Nikki.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
I don't know.
Where do you want to go, and who do you want to go with?
Well,
that's part of it.
Well, I know this about me, if nothing else. The doing it my way thing, I've always said I won't do it differently, because if I'm going to fail, I want to fail my way. If I want to succeed, I want to do it my way. That way I have no one else to blame.
So you find partners that'll let you do it your way.
Yeah,
you find resources, not bosses. I don't want a boss.
Yeah.
I want a partner.
Yeah.
I want someone that's going to give me the most educated advice that they can possibly give me and say, but if you got to fucking bang your head against the wall to figure it out, go bang your head against the wall. You know? That's a good partner.
Well, luckily, we got good friends, so we don't have to bang our head against the wall too much.
As often. I still do from time to time.
I definitely
to make sure my head's still strong.
Well, before we get off here, tell everybody where they can find y'all on social media, your next shows, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So you can find me at Matt Burrill with 3 L's, because the 2 L's was taken. Whoever that guy is, fuck that guy.
Bet he's a Red Sox fan.
Probably. Yeah. But then we do, you can find my podcast at Outside the Round, and I host at Duck Blind every other Tuesday, and I host at Duck Blind every Wednesday, and then we'll be at some festivals this year. We'll be doing some Losers Parking Lot shows, so yeah.
I'm Nicky T, at Raise Rowdy Nicky T on Instagram, but don't follow me there. Just follow me at Raise Rowdy.
Yes, and at Raise Rowdy, you can get all of our events on the Rowdy on the Road page. And follow Butt Rock Night, too.
Yeah,
Exciting
and
stuff.
Rowdy Alternative. That's one of the things for us is, man, I don't want to do this alone.
No.
I love doing it with friends.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm super thankful to have Matt and the rest of the crew that's been working on butts
Brian,
off for us.
Ike, Bonner, Danny,
all
Vic,
of our merch
all
girls.
the girls selling merch. Like, we're very fortunate to. It's always been a crew.
Like, I love
Bro, that's
it.
all I've ever wanted.
Yeah.
When people ask, where did Raise Rowdy start? What's always your answer?
Middle of the field in Ohio, just a group of friends that love music.
I fucking love that.
That's it.
Y'all
man.
are goals.
That's right.
Y'all are absolute goals, and I love
Appreciate
You are too,
brother.
brother.
Yeah, man, same.
Well, I love y'all. I want this summer. I'm going to one of the festivals.
Come on.
Yeah, let
Come
us
with
know.
us.
I want
Come
to do
on.
content.
You should come to
and hang
country
out.
concert.
Oh, country concert. Real quick. Pitch them on country
what's
concert.
what's country
Give us
Country
a pitch.
concert, the longest running BYOB festival in country music right now.
40 over
BYOB?
40
BYOB
over,
inside.
over 40 years.
Where's it at? When is it?
It is in Fort Laramie, Ohio, the weekend after the 4th of July. And it is camping in tents. And it is, I don't even think I told Matt this yet. I'm going to try to brand it Raise Rowdy Summer Camp this year.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because we're bringing up all the kids.
That's how Nick and I, tell them about summer camps, how Nick and I.
We closed the pod already.
Summer camps.
Are we
when,
still going? Is
we're
this
still
legal?
going, I think.
You have
we're
another
still,
one?
We're still going.
Yeah,
We're still recording over there. Shout out to the man
Yeah.
recording. I don't even know his name, but he's doing a great job.
Daniel Riley. He's doing
Daniel
a
Riley.
good
He's sitting
job.
over there smiling and nodding his head. That means he's liking it. Nikki T, during COVID, did a thing called summer camp because festivals weren't a thing. So he's like, we got to get everybody together and keep drinking, right? And
Well,
do music.
yeah, man. Like, we were going through it because live
Yeah.
music wasn't around. So we had 2 events that we called Raise Rowdy Summer Camp because you could have 40 people together outside, but you couldn't be inside with your friends, and you couldn't have 25,000 people together for sure. So I think we're going to brand this year's, like, our crew. We're going to brand it Raise Rowdy Summer Camp again.
Because summer camp is where Nick and I became brothers. We had met each other previously, but we weren't quite brothers yet. And I went up to summer camp and had a ball.
Music festivals, specifically ones that you camp at, where we hang out for 3 hours at a time.
Yeah.
If you're around each other for 24 hours a day for 4 days in a row, you become family.
I'm so down to do this.
Yeah, and the lineup is sick. I mean, the Raise Rowdy Camper Party on that Wednesday night, which is awesome. It's branded. We have the branding on it. We're getting to host it. Old 60, Lakeview, Colby Acuff, and Shelby Ray. Headliners for Thursday include Brad Paisley, Brantley Gilbert, Scotty McCreary, Gavin Adcock's headlining the main the side stage, the saloon stage. And then you're gonna love this because you're set in your ways. They have the Boots
kick
and
shit,
Boot.
Burrill.
They have Roots and Boots, the 3 stars together, 90 minutes of the hits of Sammy Kershaw, Aaron Tippin, and Colin Ray. Chase Matthew, Colt Ford, Avery Anna, a bunch of others on that day. Friday is Parker McCollum, Co Wetzel, Dylan Scott, Ann Wilson,
Oh, fuck yes,
Dylan
I'm
Marlowe,
going with you guys.
Brian Martin, Matt Hankins, and the Moonlighters, and then Saturday is Blake Shelton, John Party,
Brian
Ashley
playing it too?
McBride,
Yeah.
Nico Moon, Neil McCoy, Ashley Cook, Don Lewis, Ali Colleen, Preston Cooper, Carter Winter. It's a great mixture of like what's coming up, what's been hanging around for a while, and then an ode to the legends.
2 of those played my show last night.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Bro,
saying. Yeah.
Oh,
you,
yeah. Well,
you
that's
get
good.
that bottle of Deep Eddy, you get the plastic bottles, or you put it in a gallon jug. You
Put it in a
your
Borg.
cooler.
Put it in a Borg.
You put it in the cooler, you bring that in, brother.
Yeah, that bottle can go with you
And
into the festival.
If you run out of beer
let's
inside,
go.
if you run out of beer inside, you can buy a 12-pack of Keystone Light for like $15-20 inside the show.
They give you the box of beer and they put a bag of ice on top.
It's
of it.
The
insane.
week after July 4th.
A week after July 4th.
Yeah, yeah. It's
it is on my calendar.
July
Come on,
9th,
let's go.
10th, 11th, 12th.
We're going to be driving up like a crew from up here. So
Hop in the caravan so you don't got to drive.
I'm going with you guys.
it's going to be fun, bro.
I'm telling you right now, I'm fucking going.
Yeah.
That's where it all started.
Yeah, Raise Rowdy started in that field in
I might not be
2012.
coming back, but I'm going.
Bury me and Vera.
We should make those shirts.
I already did. Happened 5 years ago.
Make them again.
Well, cheers, boys. Thank y'all so much.
Cheers, brother.
I'm looking forward to that now.
Yeah,
That's
come
my-
on. Put it on
that's
the
my
calendar for
summer
real.
trip. I'm going.
Yeah.
100%.
We got a squad.
Yeah, thank y'all. Of
course.
And, man,
Hey,
proud of you
I
guys.
just want to say I'm super proud of you and the platform you're building to help music and great music and the stuff that you love. And it's powerful, man.
Amen.
just copying you fuckers.
No.
No, you're doing it the Josh Terry way, and you're
Yes.
killing it, man, and it's awesome.
Well, appreciate it, boys.
And you're doing a great thing. Seriously, we
thank you,
appreciate the
brother.
hell out of you.
Yeah, it means the world to me hearing y'all say it.
Cheers.
Thank y'all. And thank y'all for listening to the Josh Terry podcast. We'll catch you next time.